Buenos dias, amigos. I am here in Todos Santos, and today I'm going to give you a couple reasons why it's a great idea to buy real estate, own real estate in the up-and-coming area of Todos Santos. And at the end, I'm going to show you guys a deal I've been working on for anybody that is interested in investing in the up-and-coming Todos Santos. So Todos Santos is about an hour north of Los Cabos, and the reason why a lot of people like Todos Santos is it's got this authentic Mexican vibe to it, whereas Los Cabos is more your like expat touristy destination. It's also, Los Cabos is receiving a lot and has been receiving a lot of investment, whereas Todos Santos on the other side is really just starting. The comparison that I really like is, if anybody is familiar with Tulum, that's on the Riviera Maya, you know, maybe 15 years ago, Tulum was just more dirt roads, and now you're starting to see it's becoming like this Instagram destination type place, you know, where everybody's see and be seen, right? I've heard the comparison that Tulum in 2005 is basically Todos Santos in 2020. Which is basically saying that we haven't even really seen Todos Santos take off yet. And I truly believe that. I think you start looking around, you'll have these articles in the New York Times talking about how Todos Santos is an up-and-coming destination. And I think if you were to buy and own real estate here in Todos Santos for the next 10 or 15 years, it's going to be a no-brainer. This market is going to take off. So here we are at the end of 2020. And obviously coronavirus has changed a lot, but if you looked at the MLS numbers in Todos Santos from 2018 to 2019, real estate sales doubled. And actually a lot of that was just people buying raw land. So when you include areas like Pescadero, which is the beach towns right around here that I'll get into, I think you're gonna see that this area will be completely different in another, 15, 20 years, because people are going to be developing on it. But Todos Santos is a lot more authentic environment than you have in Los Cabos, and you have a lot of tourist attraction here. One of the big ones is the Hotel California. Every time you walk around, you're gonna see people snapping photos. And another thing that I really like about Todos Santos is that you have some world-class beaches around here. Cerritos Beach is the most famous. This is basically known as a beginner surfers beach. And you also have the famous Liz Lambert Hotel, which is called Hotel San Cristobal, and that is on right next to Punta Lobos. And these beaches are both just absolutely world class. They're off the beaten path, so it's not going to be packed with tourists like a lot of places you will see in Los Cabos. You know, another question that I've had people ask is, if you're looking to get out of Los Cabos and you wanted to invest in beach markets outside, you really have Todos Santos, which is on the Pacific, and you have the East Cape, which is going to be on the Sea Cortez side. Which one of those markets would you want to own in? I think that really depends. I don't think you can go wrong with it. I personally like Todos Santos because it's got more of a town feel to it, whereas the East Cape, you have a bunch of smaller towns, but from Todos Santos, the city center right here, I think you just have a lot more going on, and I think from there you're just going to see like this kind of outward expansion to these beach markets like Pescadero and Cerritos. Now, what is the rental market like in Todos Santos? I think if you have a quality long-term rental, you're going to look at anywhere from $1,000 to $1,200 a month for a 2-bedroom. So basically, say, depending on the quality, $500 to $600 per bedroom. I also think if you're going to go like the Airbnb route, you can kind of assume that you'll get somewhere like $100 a night for your place. So you have a strong rental market, and I do think that's just going to grow as more people try to, I wouldn't say escape, but look for a more authentic Mexico outside of Los Cabos. Right now I'm in the kind of the main city square at Todos, and if you can kind of see in the background, you should be getting the Pacific right back over there. So, you know, you're probably maybe 5 minutes from the Pacific. And then right here we got the church, we got the palm trees. So you have this really cool architecture, which is going back to the historical roots. This used to be like a sugar cane town, so you have this really rustic architecture from these old sugar cane factories. Basically, all of Baja California Sur is a desert, and Todos actually has a lot. It's like an oasis, so you have a lot of green. It's this little oasis in the middle of the desert because you have these underwater wells. When you start walking around here, they have these like really cool art galleries, you know, like little artisan shops, whether that's paintings, whether that's jewelry. It just got this little like quaint village vibe to it. And you know, in 2005 it was designated as a Pueblo Mágico, which is basically the government of Mexico saying it's a cool little tourist hotspot area that you should be checking out. And really last, we're walking to it right now, but I wanted to show you guys a project that I'm working on. I had my architect draw it up. This building is basically, it was an old hostel, and this project would be less than $1 million all in with renovations, but I have the renders, and it's gonna be 16 units, or sorry, it'll be 11 units. It'll be 16 beds total, and then you'll have 2 commercial spaces. And the designs have been basically for, one would be a coffee shop, and the other commercial space could be some sort of tienda, right? But you'll have 16 beds. I personally would like this project to be long-term because a lot of people are going the short-term rental route here in Todos Santos, and there's not really that many options for long-term. And when I toured the property earlier, there was a lot of retirees living there, you know, kind of like pension type people. And I do think this area will just continue to grow in that regard. So I would recommend using these this rental as a long-term rental. Need a little rehab, and like I said, all in, the project would be under $1 million. And that's gonna include 16 beds, over 11 units, plus 2 commercial spaces. So you go right over here to the left corner of the building. This would be really like a coffee shop, and up on the 3rd floor, it's zoned for 3 stories. We would be adding 3 additional 1-bedroom units up top. So really cool investment idea for anybody that's looking to take advantage of real estate in Todos Santos. One more thing that's pretty interesting about this property is it's been one owner for the past 30 years, and she's at the retirement age, and she's a little bit emotionally attached to it, but her kids have finally talked her into selling the property. So we have the numbers all hashed out. If you are interested in finding out any more information about this project or real estate in Todos Santos in general, reach out to me, Fletcher Wheaton. You guys have a good one, all right?